Alright, people, quick post-fight thoughts to Simon Kean versus Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker knocks Kean out in the third round. I have to say, I said going into this fight that Joseph Parker should win, but what kind of performance are we going to get? I mean, we saw at the start of the year, he fought Jack Massey, a career cruiserweight, and he laboured to a 10-round points decision. He had a fight then in Melbourne, I think it was, back in May, got a first-round knockout there. So you had two contrasting performances in the space of a couple of months. You had one very lacklustre performance that was coming right off the back of the loss to Joe Joyce, where he was stopped for the first time in his career. And then he had a decent performance against a lower tier opponent. Now, Simon Kean came into this fight only with one loss, but if you've seen Simon Kean, you know there's not much there to him. And Joseph Parker should win this fight comfortably, but there's been fights that Parker has been in where he's been the significantly better fighter, but he's not let his hands go. He's not taken the initiative, like against Chisora in the second fight, like against Junior Fa, made the fights closer than they needed to be. In this fight, the first round, you could see Parker was levels above this guy. I mean, the skill gap was massive. But Parker, crucially, was letting the shots go from early on, was using his jab to good effect, was letting the combinations go. He looked good in there. He really did. He looked good in there. I know now you could say, well, he's not in there with much. Simon Kean, he only has one loss, but he's not a elite heavyweight by no stretch of the imagination. And that's fair enough. And Joe Parker, at times, when he's fought guys who he's been significantly better than, he has looked good. For the most part, he's let the hands go. He's felt confident to let the hands go. But in this fight, something just clicked with him, I felt. He just seemed a lot more switched on, a lot more confident. And I was really liking what I was seeing. The combinations were fast. The shots were coming in, nice and crisp. He was landing the right hand early on, but the jab was working very well for Joe Parker. He stunned Simon Kean in each of the first two rounds, but it was the third round where he started throwing the uppercut. And as soon as he did that, threw a lovely uppercut through the guard of Simon Kean. Kean was hurt, but he gave it the whole bravado, beating the chest. You're not hurt me. Normally, when a fighter gets hit with a shot and he does that, it's an indication that, yeah, you got me. Normally when fighters do that. And Joe Parker obviously saw that. He followed up and ended up hurting him, put him down then with another uppercut. Simon Kean, I think, put it like this, right? Going from the second round to the third round, they were saying that the corner were trying to really get Simon Kean motivated. He knew the writing was on the wall, truth be told, going into that third round. Could he have gotten up from the uppercut? I suspect he probably could have, yeah. But he was going to get knocked out in that round regardless. So Simon Kean obviously thought, you know what, I'm down. And don't get me wrong, it's not like he picked the place to lie down and he was just like, well, it didn't land that hard. No, it landed hard. Like, he was genuinely hurt. And I guess he knew that and thought, you know what, I'm hurt. I probably could get up, but he's going to knock me out. Simple, he's going to knock me out. And I'm already hurt, so count me out. And the referee did, and that's it. Joe Parker moves on. Look, since he's been with Andy Lee, I have noticed differences in him. He has looked better, but he's had some performances. It's weird because Parker is experienced. He's been around for a long time. He's only, 31, so he's not old. Certainly not by heavyweight standards. Some would say they don't come into their prime until 33, 34. But Parker with Andy Lee now, I think he still needs a little bit more rebuilding, especially after the Joe Joyce loss. He maybe needs to step up the games, another fight or two. Who would I put him in there with? Therein is the question. Who would you put him in there with? I wouldn't mind seeing how we do against someone like a Charles Martin. I know Charles Martin to be on the same kind of par as Simon Kean. I wouldn't, because Charles Martin is quite durable. I know Joshua stopped him, but look, Jared Anderson couldn't do it, and others couldn't do it. I wouldn't mind seeing how we get on with someone like that. A southpaw. Martin does come to win now. I wouldn't mind seeing him against someone like that, just to give us a kind of gauge as to where he's at, and then maybe see what he's going to do then, because I suspect he's going to be looking to see Fury Usyk, what happens there, and then post-fight, he's obviously not going to fight Fury, but hoping that the belts get fragmented. And if it does, he could go in there. He might be confident against Zhilei Zhang. He's going to want to be careful because Zhilei Zhang beat Styles Make Fights, of course, beat Joe Joyce, who beat Parker, but that doesn't necessarily mean Parker wouldn't beat Zhang. He's certainly faster. I mean, he's much faster than Zhilei Zhang. But Joe Parker, when guys do put pressure on him, he does tend, especially if you can't hurt them. And I've seen Zhilei Zhang in person, and that guy, That guy, he does not. He will. I can guarantee he takes a pretty good shot, because that guy, everything, his whole body structure is just big. He just looks a big, imposing unit. I'd say he takes a pretty good shot too. So that's my thoughts on this. I'm gonna get this video uploaded, and once we get uploaded, we're gonna go straight live. So I will chat to you in the next 15 to 20 minutes. Smash the like button on the way in or on the way out. Hope you enjoyed it, people. Peace.